Hey Sneeples, today is the day that we get some outsider spoilers, and it's the best spoilers of them all. It is the heroes. There's a lot of cool ones, there's some new ones, there's some old ones. Let's get right to it and see what we got coming our way. We have Flesh and Blood Outsiders. This is an article, the newest article from today, January 10th. Let's go over it. There's a product sheet, we can go over that here later, but let's get into the big stuff, and that is these new heroes. Okay, so a mix of new heroes and returning fan favorites. New heroes includes Zuri, which is this middle one here, which is a spider operative assassin. So we get a new assassin, and then we also get a new version of Arachne, which is this one here. So we get Arachne with a different ability, so very cool. And then finally our other new hero, Riptide, a trap-based ranger. So we have another ranger to add to the mark, but this one is dealing with traps, which are a card type that has been very undervalued for just kind of multiple reasons, but we don't see traps being used very much in Flesh and Blood right now. Now we get a hero that dedicates his archetype to traps. So I can see this hero being pretty tricky, a little trickster, a little defense reaction going on with Riptide here. So a very cool play mechanic added to the Ranger to really help enhance that traps. Okay, so now let's get into some of the older heroes. Now, we all kind of had a great suspicion that we would see Azalea here. This is her home. This is where she is from, or at least what we know her to be. And so Azalea is coming back. We are going to get a ton of new cards, but she is the same old Azalea with the same old ability, but I'm sure she'll get a new bow. Here we can see Riptide, Lurker of the Depths, 38 life. Very interesting. Usually if a hero has lower life, that means that they have a better ability. So it'll be very fun to see what exactly this Ranger ability will be. I would imagine it's dealing with traps. I'm curious if you'll have multiple arsenals just like Lexi did with the New Horizon. Obviously, he's a ranger, so every ranger can wear that New Horizon, but I'm curious if traps will be used, at least for one of those arsenal spots. Here we see him as the young hero, so we know that he can be played in draft, he can be played in blitz with 19 life. He looks very human here. It looks like, but you really see the name with all the fish, and looks like he's trapping. Looks like he's doing his work. He has this big old dagger here. Or no, it's a bow. No, yep, it's a bow here. So he's rocking that bow with some fish, so maybe doing some bow fishing. But he's a big boy, a big guy, but looks to be pretty composed. And then we get up to here where he's got like a metal hand. He's dealing with. That looks like his bow, which looks really cool, by the way. It looks like it has its own character. He's holding heads. Yeah, he's a little bit more grotesque here. Dealing with some chains and whatnot. This guy is pretty metal right now. But yeah, that's what he grows into. All right, let's keep going. There's our Arachne Solitary Confinement. That is a new title, so he will have a new ability. More than likely dealing with stealth. And here again, not 20 life, 19 life, which again will be 38 life if we get an older version. But guys, as of now, we don't see an older version of this card. This hero in this version might be just for blitz and draft. Might be something to keep an eye on. But, since we did get Riptide in both old and young, and we only got Arachne in young, that might suggest that this might be where you can play Assassin. It's just here with Arachne Solitary Confinement in only the Blitz formats or draft. But it'd be curious to see what his new ability is. Now we have Uzuri, Switchblade. We get a woman assassin here that isn't wearing a mask. She is associated with the Spider Clan, but no mask. Isn't afraid to show the face. Got the big shoulders like you would see in those assassins. He's just really rocking this. It's really cool. 40 health. So, I'm curious what the ability there would be. This one might be stealth. She doesn't look very stealthy. Who knows? But yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. It's because we see her in the young version and with the Mysteria border. This is the border associated with Mysteria, the basically the homeland of ninjas. Katsu is from. Ira has associations with. So, and we see that in the background. We see that with the trees. You know, we see Mysteria, yet we're looking at an assassin. So Uzuri definitely has a story to her. It could be Uzurai. I don't know. I'm gonna say Uzuri right now. But she definitely has a story to her, and I'm very curious to see what that story is. Very cool to have a Mysteria background or border with an assassin hero type. So very, very cool. It looks like it's going to be a very established character through the lore. And guys, look at that. Speaking of Mysteria, Katsu. We get Katsu. So an old Katsu too. So here's a returning hero. We got Azalea returning. I think we all saw that coming. I don't think anyone saw Katsu coming. Maybe those hardcore Katsu fans. Maybe they thought with all the new Tiger stuff coming that Katsu was coming. Who knows? But hey, he's here, and he's going to be here for a good while. I would imagine most heroes we see that come out make an immediate impact on the meta in some ways. That's at least what happened with Uprising. All three heroes have had some successes, so I imagine we are going to see Katsu and Azalea have a much better performance in the meta game. But yeah, this is a big tell to pick up your ninja stuff you might not have yet. Mass Momentum's already so high, but Tiger Strike Shuko's not as much. Maybe this would be a great time to pick up Tiger Strike Shuko's. Just looking in as far as getting a collection going, because of course, once these heroes come out, of course we're going to want to play with them. Katsu's holding the same old ability, and guys, we get a young Katsu. Cool. But looky here. Benji is back in the mix. Binging the Piercing Wind. Same Benji, same deal, 17 life. Okay. Everyone else has not 20 life, so you know this isn't even out of place at this point. But we still have not had our adult Benji. Doesn't seem like we're getting it here. But I think what's most telling of Benji being here, as well as only Arachne being in the young hero slot, is that we are looking at a draft that has 6 potential heroes. Just to confirm that, go up here, and what we see on the first paragraph here is Outsiders is the first Flesh and Blood draftable set to feature multiple heroes within each class. So that's what we're looking at here. So, you know, if you're drafting Assassin, are you drafting Arachne or Uzuri? Or Arachne or Uzuri? Ranger, Azalea or Riptide? Ninja, Katsu, or Benji? So what we're looking at is 3 classes, but 6 heroes. So we got Rangers, we got Ninjas, and we got Assassins. That's going to be similar to Tails. That's going to be similar maybe to... well, more similar to Tails, I feel, in that you're going to have multiple people drafting the same class, but a different play style. With Tails, you would have like 2 people drafting Lexi, but maybe one's Lightning Lexi, one's Ice Lexi. Well, here you're going to have 2 people drafting Ninja, but maybe one's Katsu and maybe one's Benji. So I think this allows for a greater draft pool. I'm very excited to see the type of draft that comes out of this. I think that is the thing that excites me the most. We are seeing the kind of the shared classes in draft again, and that is just like so exciting to me. I love draft. This game I think has a great draft format. In certain times I'm not super high on Uprising, so I'm glad this looks more like Tales of Aria draft, because I actually thought Tales of Aria draft was the best draft, and this looks like it has that potential to be in that same realm. Alright, so we got the heroes, but we did get one other card, and we get to know what the Marvel treatment is. So let's look at that real quick, and that's right here. So we get Marvel treatments looking like sketches, and there's only 3 Marvels in this set, And the Marvels are hybrid cards. We get our first ever hybrid cards right here. This is Assassin Ranger Action. So this is a card that can be shared. There's only 3, and all 3 of them can be marveled. But we can get into this one at least. This one we do know. I'm sure since this one's yellow, there'll probably be a blue and a red one. Not of this card, but of the other hybrid cards. But this one is Codex of Frailty, a 0-cost yellow pitch that each hero puts an attack action card from their graveyard face down to their arsenal. So this is some recursion, very interesting. Especially like looking like Riptide, looks like he's dealing with dead stuff. Arachne, Solitary Confinement looks like dealing with dead stuff. So this is kind of interesting. You got your Assassin Rangers. Each hero that does discards a card, so it's kind of like you're replacing a card, and then create a ponder token under your control and a frailty token under each opponent's control. So this is a very cool UPF type card, but I actually think this card will be used in a competitive sense, at the very least in a limited sense for draft. We do know what a ponder token is. We do not know what a frailty token is. So this is a new token that we will have upon us. There's supposed to be 20 tokens in this set. I'll get into that a little later here, but this is a new token to us, and we'll see what that's like. But if you get to have a ponder token and they get to have a frailty token doesn't sound too good. And here we can see what the Marvel version looks like. Like I said, it just looks like a sketch. It looks like, we got some writings that are illegible. You can't necessarily read those, but it does look cool in the fact that, I do like the handwriting. I'm maybe not super big on this type of Marvel, if I'm being 100% honest, but I'm sure once it shines cold foil at me, I will be changing my mind, I'm sure. So let's get into what the hybrid cards can reveal. The 3 most iconic hybrid cards from Outsider appear as Marvel research notes that perhaps hold the answers to the origins of the 3 deadly diseases that plague the inhabitants of the pits. So here again, we got a story-based set that is going to these diseases are probably going to be a huge factor into both the Assassin and Ranger classes, and maybe even what, maybe explains why Uzuri is here in the first place. Very interesting to see what these diseases are and what they mean to the realm of the pits, and even in the gameplay, if they'll be recognizable names. We'll have to find out. It'll be really cool. All right, so you got your pre-release events, March 17th through the 20th. That we know. Card previews start on March 4th. So we do have a ways away, unfortunately, about 2 months. And then here we go. We got 293 cards, 1 Fabled, 5 Legendaries, 31 Majestics, 51 Rares. Blah, blah, blah. 16 cards per pack, 24 packs. Everything looks about on par, what you would expect. MSRP is $110 a box. So, it's going to have that new box deal. That's just that it's still pricey, but contains cold foils. And all right, so everything looks on par there. Now, there's one more thing I want to show you guys, and that's the product sheet. I got that pulled up here. Here it is. So if we scroll down here, and I will scroll back up to where it said the Pro Tour, don't you guys worry. These are the pack designs, and we got some new Blitz decks. And here we have six of these type of Blitz decks. That's a lot. That's the most we've seen for a set, because this is the most heroes available for Blitz in this set. And we get them all. We get all heroes. Uprising, we didn't get an Icelander one, but we did get Fine Dromai here. We get them all, which is awesome. I actually think that's much, much better. I do like that. Looks like they're going to go, I think they're going to go for like $11 or $12 each. But yeah, you get the Katsu, Riptide, Uzuri, we get them all. We get them all. So I think that's very cool. I'm very excited to see what that entails. Very excited to see how these heroes play. Yeah, now let's get into the big news here. We also have been spoiled the Pro Tour date. $200,000 cash prize in Baltimore, Maryland, April 27th through the 30th of this year. That is what the Pro Quest is, that is coming up next week and the next few weeks after, is going to help you get into. Very excited to see. It's in Baltimore, so that'll be fun. Yeah, we see all 3 new heroes here, and very exciting day. Just to know what Outsiders bringing. You know, it kind of felt like, you know, the competition wise, you know, we were starting to, you know, get amped up with Flesh and Blood. You know, the Pro Quest season is right here. It's right at our doorstep. But, you know, maybe like, you know, deck building wise, I don't know, everything's starting to null out. You know, we've seen a lot of Dynasty already. Everyone's tried out all the cool stuff. Well, boom, Outsiders coming in, and now I'm sure everyone's going like, okay, let's get back in. Let's get back in building some Arachnes and some Bidgies and stuff like that. So, guys, I hope this comes to you first, but, you know, everyone's talking about it. But thanks for watching us anyways, and can't wait to see what comes with more spoilers. But until then, we will have more spoiler vids when they come out. But until then, keep on fabbing. Catch you on the next one. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like this shirt or the others we have just like it, we sell shirts and keychains and more to come. Go to fleshandbaubles.com, enter the promo SNEEP, and you get 10% off your entire order. Some really cool stuff, some really cool gift ideas. We would really appreciate your help supporting us. Thank you.